What up, though? Welcome to Woman Crush Every
Every
Day,
Day.
where we discuss queer media, especially when it's black and especially when it's woman. I'm your host, Allison, aka Al Wu.
And I'm your host, Tang B, aka Sean B. Scribe.
And today we're going to be talking about the L Word Generation Q Season 3, Episode 1.
But first, make sure you subscribe. If you want to make sure that you get content about queer black women, what they're doing in media, especially when it centers us, make sure you subscribe so you can find out what we're talking about when we're talking about it.
Simple as that. And another cool thing that we want to talk about, we recently have been adopted as Copperhouse Creatives. If you're curious what a Copperhouse Creative is, it's pretty much ambassadors for Copperhouse Detroit, which is Detroit's first bud and breakfast.
Yes.
It's a safe space, a neighborhood safe space for the cannabis community. And if you book with us, if you go to their website, you can get 10% off on any booking that you have at the Copperhouse. So yeah, use the promo code WCE.
Absolutely. And we really love it because this is a space that is owned by two queer black women. So you can support queer black women, get a little discount, and have a safe space to crash your head, throw your event. Enjoy the space, whether you're using cannabis or not.
Bam. Yeah.
All
So
right.
now that you got all the deets about that, let's go ahead and get into Season 3, Episode 1 of the L Word.
Oh my gosh.
Generation Q.
Yes.
What's your favorite scene?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so this episode, it makes me want to do another watch of the original L Word because it just takes you back. So my favorite scene actually was like kind of a really mundane scene. It was where Tess was in the fundraiser and it just gave me like Planet vibes. Like from the original show. Like, I just felt like Kit was gonna come on the stage and like co-host, or we gonna see like Sunset Boulevard or Ivan, or like there was gonna be like some lesbian band that would come on stage and just like panning to the audience, clapping. Like, I really just got like, are we at the fundraiser for that was like the dance off? Like, are we at another fundraiser to like keep the planet? Like, which fundraiser are we at from the old show? And that was my favorite part. Besides, you know, there was lots of other like L Word original throwbacks, mainly, you know, Bet and Tina coming back together.
Okay.
Lots of thoughts. Anyway.
Okay. You know what? I didn't think about that up until you mentioned it, and you were like, "Oh my gosh, this feels very like OG L Word right now." And I was like, "Oh, it does," and not like ew, but like I feel that.
Yes.
Yeah. That's wow. Actually, I see the Hey, Toya G, what up in the chat? Just want to say, hey, yes, absolutely. It's good to see you too.
Yes.
So my favorite scene though, I'm gonna have to give it to the scene with Kaylani and Shane. I feel like when Kaylani, you know, threw Shane the grease and was like, "Go ahead and need you to oil my scalp, boo." I was like, "This is great."
I feel like you totally called it in that moment of like Kaylani wanted to cement for us all to remember she's a lesbian.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
she's here for the
she's
women.
like, I'm here for that.
Yes.
So let's go ahead and dig into it. So I think I also loved because it's so subtle, like just a head rub, but also very, very sensual.
Very sensual.
It's like, yes, please. I'm totally here for a scalp rub. So I felt that, and I thought it was just like a subtle little nuance of like things that lesbians do.
Yeah.
And like, yeah,
yes.
just all that stuff.
Also very L Word throwback for somebody to be tempting Shane, who she's supposed to be doing their hair. Which is like always how she like got somebody. It was like, I'm showing up, I'm doing your hair, I've got my scissors, I've got my moves,
right.
And then somebody's just like, oh my gosh, get inside me saying, but she didn't do it this time.
She didn't. But what she did do.
She did the little, let me like see how this frames your neck, frames your face.
Yeah, she's like, oh, it's perfect. There's nothing. I was like, okay, y'all are hilarious. All right, that was my favorite scene. Okay, so, woman crush.
I think my woman crush this week is Bet.
Oh, snap.
It's Bet because Bet Bet went to the silent retreat. Like, she got herself back. She got herself back. She found, like, peace. She forgave her mama. Like, she, like, really was doing big girl stuff and, like, totally, like, on her adulting. And growing up at peace, Bet, is nice. You know, when she hugged the girl and said, like, you need to have,
that was
empathy for yourself.
great.
Like, so funny.
Oh my gosh,
so funny.
She pulled up in the Tesla, and honestly, you know what? I'm off Elon Musk right now, and so it was kind of great that homegirl hit the Tesla.
Yeah, fuck that car.
Right, it felt very much like, you know what? Right, Bet, fuck that car. But yeah, it was the growth.
Yeah,
it was like, you like growth, Bet.
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
I feel that. I received that. Okay. But I'm gonna have to go ahead and just keep going with my girl Kehlani. I think, like, this is like, I don't believe that Kehlani is going to continue in this series. I mean, who knows? I don't know, but I feel like, you know, it seems very classic L Word. At the top of a new season, they're going to throw us some, like, get celebrities, you know what I'm saying? Like, get everybody to watch, but they're not really part of the show. You know, they're not really going to do a love scene.
No.
But we're going to do a good scalp rub, and y'all are going to love it, and da-da-da-da, and it worked.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it to Kehlani for this episode as my woman crush.
Yeah. I hope she comes back later in the season to, like, you know, perform or something.
That's
for,
real.
Like, another
Sing
benefit.
at the club or something.
Yeah. You know.
That's real.
That would be good.
That's real.
All right, so what can stay and what can go?
I have celebrity teases can go. You know, I feel like if you're gonna get us started, keep us going. But it's
You're
fine.
like, I don't want a little sprinkle of Kehlani. I need a full serving.
Give me the whole season, goddamn. But that's one. Something else can go. You know what? Jordy is gone.
Yeah.
Jordy exited broke up with Angie in this episode, and I'm okay with Jordy being out of the picture.
Totally.
She has provided enough emotional turmoil for our dear Angie. So peace, Jordy.
Love don't live
Kim,
here
keep
anymore.
it moving, and that's how I feel. What can stay? I'm totally here for sober Finley.
Yeah.
I really hope this is a turned leaf, a changed person, a new day, new year, new you.
Mm-hmm.
Fingers crossed on that. And you know what? Lightweight. This whole Tibet season, like, this whole concept can stay.
Let's see what happens.
I'm like, you know, if we're gonna do it, like, if we're gonna go there,
with
these people that we've been there with for so long, like, fuck it. And that's what I feel like can stay. What about you? What can stay? What can go?
I agree with Toya G that Shane maybe has a thing for black women, but I don't like that it's in fling. But she didn't land this time. She was like, I'm gonna stick with Tess. I'm not mad at Shane and Tess. You know, I think it's nice for Shane to feel safe with somebody and wanting to stay. I don't think she has to live that way, but I think it's nice for her. I agree, Jordy. Bye, don't care. I actually am really excited for Angie to start off college as just free Angie.
Mm-hmm.
Not
t-shirts. Free Angie. Free Angie. But free Angie.
She needs to be open to all the new experiences that are coming to her. And Jordy is just like a source of, like, more tears and emotions, like, blah blah blah. No, go have your whole phase. I'm really excited for the tease to that. And yes, live your life, Angie. I don't care about Finley and Sophie's romance. Again, really at all. Yeah. But I agree. I'm very happy for Finley. I like to see Finley in this space. I think Danny should just realize that Finley still can't really read a situation and should just walk away and save herself. And yeah, I do want to see what happens with Tina and Bet, but the mention of Pippa gave me too much hope that Pippa is coming back around. And I want Pippa in my life. At the very least, I want Pippa to, like, I don't know, like, be Angie's mentor, which would be, like, really messy of her to, like, insert herself in that way.
Definitely.
But I'm also here for Pippa in any any capacity. So,
I don't know about mentor, but I hear you. I hear the cry.
just anything, really. Pippa's great.
That's fair.
Okay.
That's fair. So queer canon.
Queer canon.
Where does this fit in the queer canon?
When you
for you?
said that it's nice to see the, Tibet come back around, that really is queer canon for me. Like, that we have actually a story of these women who have loved each other over a long period of time, like across generations. Like, they are sending Angie to college together. And I feel like when I think about like where lesbians sit in the world in the time of like the original L Word, where it was like, should they even be able to adopt children, and like, should lesbians be able to get married? Look at the lesbian divorce rate. And then to have like Bet and Tina, who got married, created a child, divorced, like, and now there's this like rekindling. And I'm like, yeah, let's talk about the like rekindling lesbian rate. Like, what is that? But also just like to see their growth over time, and to have that example now in 2022 that was not present back when the L Word, first aired. To me, that's just like, the L Word will always be a part of the queer canon. Just, it will.
Right.
And by proxy, because Gen Q is taking some of these stories and like extending them over time, I feel like it's filling this void of being able to see a lesbian grow. And then also like the throwback to the L Word of like, they've always dealt with multi-generations of love. And so, yeah, we were following mostly like people in their 20s and early 30s who were like early in their careers and sprightly and running around, fucking everybody. Like, now they also all had Phyllis, who was like this, dean who had power, and also this marriage to contend with, and a daughter who she was sending to college, and these feelings for a woman, and like trying to come into herself. And I love that like Bet and Tina are now at the age where they are in those roles of like, yeah, okay, we've had a whole section of life, and now we're coming back around, and now you can see what we do with our other half of life that we don't typically follow people on TV about. We typically, like, the life cycle ends at like 35, 40.
Yeah. I mean, you totally took my queer canon and just ran with it, and that's great. That's fair. No, but I totally agree. I think it is amazing that we have Tina and Bet, and we've had them for this long, and we've seen these ups and downs, and the layer on top of the racial identity, and how that has impacted the story, and even choosing to go there in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? It was like 20 years ago to say, you know what, we're going to have this be an interracial couple, like, wow. And then, I think, that's cool.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool. I feel like Shane's hair is part of the queer canon. And it has changed now.
Yes.
Did y'all peep Shane's like new hair? Because the last time we saw Shane, I was like, whoa, same haircut though, for real? Like, come on, guy. And I just had to shout out it's a little longer, it's a little more grungy. It's like, it's more, I don't know, but I see you.
Yeah.
I see you, Shane, switching it up. And that's all I got.
Boom.
That's all I got for queer canon. Yeah.
I thought it was a good first episode for establishing, what we might see in the season, and it got me excited for some of what's to come. Yeah, mainly Bet and Tina and Angie.
I actually think I'm excited about everybody's story right now.
Yeah.
And I don't usually feel like that.
That brings up something else that I feel like needs to be in the queer canon.
All right.
And that is that Micah proposed to Maribel.
Yes.
And Maribel's response is, I don't want to get married. I want to have a baby. And to me, that really brings up in the queer canon, like, where reproductive actions, reproductive rights, bodies outside of our sexuality, where gender expression and sexuality really kind of combine, and where sexuality and relationships has to always contend with the kind of families that people want to create. I'm really interested in Maribel and what she thinks about how she wants to create a family, and what she means when she says that to Micah. And I'm really interested in how Micah responds to that, because I do think that's a very interesting relationship that a lot of people are having. And that's a conversation that in every relationship, I think, is very nuanced by what each person brings to the table, what your body comes equipped with, what your body is still able to do, what has happened over time. And I think it's good to continue to have those conversations. So I'm interested in how they're going to dive into that. But I also am so hurt for Micah because, well, one, I don't know that I would have proposed to Maribel because she's always throwing like a curveball. I wouldn't have done it.
Every single time, Micah, every single time Maribel comes with the no, you know.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. So took that risk. But, so,
you know, we didn't really talk much about Danny and Gigi, and honestly, I don't know how much I care about Danny and Gigi. I know I said that I care about everybody's story, and I do, but I feel like, oh yeah, Danny and Gigi's story. Let's see what happens. Them. So, she had, like, in this episode, Gigi had to, well, they're going to move in, or they're discussing moving in, and Gigi had to get Nat's approval, I guess, but then that never really got cleared up.
No, they left it on, like, this cliffhanger, which, I don't know, like, annoying Gigi. Like,
yeah, I'm really here for Angie, Bettina, and Kehlani.
Yeah.
That's where I am right now. And thanks.
Alice is also, you know.
It looked like Alice is like fucking a lot of dudes this season.
Yeah. She's on the dude train. So, you know, happy for Alice, but
enjoy. But this is Woman Crush every day.
Don't really care.
So,
yeah. So we'll be back for the Angie, Bet, and Tina show next week.
Yeah. And I know it's like, sadly, we don't have Pippa Pascal anymore, but maybe we'll get more text messages. And maybe we'll find out what's up with writing text messages from Pippa and Dre, whoever this Dre person is.
I do want to know who Dre is, because Dre, that name to me signals a particular story and ancestry, but
you never know.
We'll see.
You never know. All right, y'all. Well, we hope you enjoyed this episode, and we hope that you tune in with us next week when we talk about season 3, episode 2 of the L Word Generation Q. So, yeah.
Until next time, y'all. Peace.
Peace.